We have President LaTanya Graves, who is from Waterloo, Black Hawk County. We have President Deidre Doolin, who represents Cedar Rapids, who's also a national board member for the NAACP. And we have President Michael Guster, who represents Davenport NAACP. In the advocacy work that we do, one of the things that we do is make it a point to meet with the Chief Justice for the Supreme Court of Iowa. And one of the issues that we have been working on with the Chief Justice, and then also probably about a month or so ago in Davenport, we were in Scott County calling out and talking about the challenges that Iowa has in the juvenile justice system. And I stated it before, 721 Black youths per 100,000. That is the highest rate of detainment in the nation. And we, as the NAACP, shared with our Iowa Supreme Court Chief Justice that we had concerns about this, and we appreciate her attention to this important issue. This is something that we have been pushing for. It is about crisis. It is about crisis. It is about crisis. I say that over and over because if you think about how far out of whack and that little old Iowa can lead the nation in this stat. And these are our Representative Michaela Dusman, our babies. These are our babies. These are our babies that are starting in a system that that leads to nowhere. And so we have an announcement. We are standing here with Chad Jensen from he is the Director of Juvenile Court Services and is actually partnering with the Chief Justice. And we'd like to turn the mic over to him because he has a special announcement.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. As Betty had mentioned, my name is Chad Jensen, and I'm the Director of Juvenile Court Services for the Iowa Judicial Branch. And it is a pleasure to be here this afternoon to share some really important news on this momentous occasion. The Chief Justice has courageously decided that it is time for the formation of a task force in Iowa to review the alignment, governance structure, and the funding of Iowa's juvenile justice system. Yay. For those of you who work in the justice system, you're aware that it's decentralized, with its governance, services, and funding divided amongst multiple entities and governmental agencies. In the past few years, a variety of stakeholders have embarked on a number of courageous initiatives with the goal of improving Iowa's juvenile justice system from their perspective. While good intentioned, these programs and services do have ramifications throughout the entire system. And so it is time for a holistic and comprehensive Iowa's juvenile justice system that includes all of the key partners and stakeholders. The charge is simple. The task force will review the entire continuum of the Iowa juvenile justice system and make recommendations to improve the governance, services, and funding. And also, and this is a real important part of the charge of the task force, it will also be responsible for identifying those points in our system, those decision points, where we see disparities, racial, ethnic, and gender disparities, and make recommendations to improve those outcomes. Woo-hoo! The task force is going to be co-chaired by Chief Justice Christensen and myself, and will have broad representation, including juvenile judges, chief juvenile court officers, the Department of Human Services, the Department of Corrections, the Department of Education, the Department of Human Rights, legislators, county attorneys, State Public Defender's Office, Juvenile Justice Advisory Council, NAACP, family representatives, service providers, and youth who have been touched by the juvenile justice system and have really meaningful and relevant lived experiences. The timeline is proposed as follows. There will be a kickoff summit that is scheduled for January 26th to be held in Des Moines. From February to July, there will be 6 work groups that will be formed that will be meeting during that time period. And those focus groups will be dedicated to looking at community-based services, congregate care, training school, transition to reentry, dual system youth, governance, funding, and data collection. In August, the group will reconvene for another summit to review and approve the recommendations of each of the work groups, with a final report due out in November of 2022. So again, I look forward on behalf of the judicial branch to partnering with many of you in this room to make some significant and meaningful improvements to the juvenile justice system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief Justice. The Chief Justice and the Director of Juvenile Court Services, Chad Jensen. I did get my letter of appointment for this committee, and we plan on making sure that the lens of diversity is there and strong. So victory, victory, victory as we keep going forward.